Imagine a world shattered by a conflict so intense, it would forever be known as the Great War. This is the story of World War I, a 4-year global cataclysm that would redraw the map of the world and set the stage for an even more devastating conflict just 2 decades later. In the sunny summer of 1914, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary set off a chain reaction of alliances, ultimatums, and mobilizations. This single spark in Sarajevo ignited the powder keg of Europe, drawing the continent, and soon after, the world, into a conflict of unprecedented scale. On the Eastern Front, the war was no less brutal. Despite early victories against Austria-Hungary, Russia found itself struggling against the combined might of the Central Powers. The harsh winters, coupled with severe logistical problems, led to massive Russian casualties. In 1917, the tide of war began to shift. The unrestricted submarine warfare campaign launched by Germany had the unintended effect of drawing the United States into the conflict. This fresh infusion of resources and manpower tipped the balance in favor of the Allies. The following year, the war reached its bloody climax. The German spring offensive, a last-ditch effort to break the stalemate on the Western Front, failed to achieve its objectives. The Allies, bolstered by American forces, launched their own counteroffensives. By November, the Central Powers were in full retreat, leading to the signing of the armistice on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, bringing the war to a close. World War I was a period of immense change. It saw the end of empires, the birth of nations, and the introduction of new technologies that would forever change the nature of warfare. It was a war that claimed the lives of over 17 million people and altered the course of history. To recap, we've journeyed from the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand that ignited the war, through the bloody battles and strategic maneuvers, to the entry of the United States, and finally to the armistice that ended the conflict. This was World War I, a war of alliances and power, a war of attrition and innovation, a war that forever changed our world. It is a chapter of our past that reminds us of the horrors of war, the cost of conflict, and the enduring human spirit that even in the darkest of times strives for peace.